Hello and welcome to the press conference ahead of round 5 of the FIM SuperEnduro World Championship. Let me welcome our guests. Top 3 Prestige, Billy Bolt, Jonathan Walker and Ashton Brightmore. We are also joined by junior class leader Marc Fernandez and youth class leader Ramón GODINO. Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll start with you, Ramón, as always. And this is going to be actually a warm-up question. Yeah, please pass the mic, thank you. So, have you gotten used to the press conference so far? Because I remember our first meeting and you said that you are more stressed out about answering questions than competing in the championship. How is that right now?
I think it doesn't change.
Really?
Yeah.
But you're doing really good. Even Billy Bolt said that at his vlog, that he really admires your progress at the press conferences, so it's good. Well, let's go back to Łódź and your fantastic result. You just repeated that fantastic result like in Gliwice, 2 race wins, and your leadership overall is growing. So does it cross your mind that you are coming closer to the title this season?
I don't think so, because only a small mistake can make me go down from the lead.
That's right, it always needs to be focused, that's for sure. I need to also ask you about the youth class, as it is a new addition to the series. You guys can compete at the same stage as the biggest start of the SuperEnduro on the same day. What do you think about that and how do you feel it so far?
I think that it's a good category to start in the world of SuperEnduro, and you can improve with the 125 than with the 300, because you need to be more technical.
And that's also actually a really idea, because I've watched the vlog recently, the second one, and because junior class and prestige class always have 3 races a day. Youth class goes 2 races, and they suggested that you could easily do 3 races on a day. What do you think about that?
Yes, I think we can do 3 races, but to start, it's good.
It's good. Okay.
Yes.
So what about tomorrow? It's a stunning venue. Up to 17,000 people will be on the audience tomorrow. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm so excited because there's a lot of people watching this incredible race. But I'm trying. I will try to do as best as I can.
And you're doing very good so far. Just one thing about the track. Just is there anything surprising? Anything that you were surprised by? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised in how fast it is.
Okay.
Yes, because it's quite short and so fast. So this is a real big change.
Okay. You mean the big change comparing to
the other race.
To the other. Okay. So we are going to see some really good races tomorrow. Can you pass the mic to Marc Fernandez, the leader of junior class? Well, also I need to ask you about last weekend and Łódź, because that was also another great performance of yours, another podium, 2 race wins. Can you briefly summarize that night for you, how it was?
Yeah, the night was good. I'm really happy how the championship is going. But yeah, talking about Poland, first moto went really good, winning, and second moto had a small crash, which I bent the handlebar so bad. It was really difficult for me to finish the race in a good position. But yeah, then we managed to win the last moto, so we kind of saved the day.
And all in all, you're still leading the overall classification, just like with Ramón, the lead is quite big. And I need to ask you also the same question. Do you think about that you're going towards the junior title, the junior championship title, and this is also a highway to the prestige class? You may end up in the prestige class next year.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be leading with this gap, and if I win, I hope yes. Let's try to do some good results in prestige for sure.
I know you first you need to focus on what's coming up next. Yeah. It's Budapest, obviously. How is your memory about this place from the last year?
Well, the memories was good. The track, I think, was one of the nicest of the year for sure. And was expecting a similar track, but they did a big change, and it's quite fast, nothing really technical. So let's see what happens, because it's, like Ramón said, it's quite different track. To
Okay, what surprised you in particular the most?
Just a lot of jumps.
A lot of jumps, okay.
Yes.
That's going to provide a lot of excitement as well during the race, that's for sure. Well, you recently posted on Instagram, I need to ask you about that thing, picture with the quad. In the end, it's always you versus you. Could you expand that thought of yours? What did you mean?
Yeah, like this year I'm improving a lot, not only riding, also I think in the like mental way, you know, and I think I'm trying to change that from try to go and like start the race and try not to lose, and now I'm trying to just go and try to win, you know, it's a big difference from trying not to lose and try to win.
So it's a different approach, different mindset.
Yeah.
Okay. Best of luck to you tomorrow, thank you. And we are moving to Prestige class, Ashton BRIGHTMORE. That's the first one. Well, before we get into tomorrow, Łódź, and that's a fantastic moment. That was a fantastic moment for you. First podium in your rookie year in the Prestige. Let's talk about that for a moment as well, because there was a joy, there was excitement, there were some tears as well. So is it how you imagine it for the first time?
Definitely, yeah. It's just like a big step in my progression, and yeah, just happy to take it to the next level and then just work from there and just keep improving all the time. So yeah, there were some tears, which I was really happy to get the podium, and yeah, it was just a good night overall.
What was in the evening? What was happening in the evening? Was there like a celebration together, or was there like a common analysis about the race? What did you guys do?
Not much really, just went and got a KFC and then went back to the hotel, so...
Healthy.
Yeah, just steady, because we had 1 week till this race, so I didn't want to do too much and then try and recover. So yeah, just try and play it as professional as I can really, and just keep focused on the races.
Obviously, but there is very interesting thing, because we always wonder what do you guys do afterwards, and you and Mitch are in a specific situation, you're brothers, so I wonder if you do these analyses together sometimes when you watch your races again. Do you do it together, you discuss the stuff, or you just do it separately on your own? How does it look like?
Yeah, definitely. We're spending so much time together, like flying back, so we're just sat in the airport watching some videos on Instagram and just like discussing it, where we could have improved, and then yeah, we go back Monday, have a call with our trainer, and then he tells us what's right and wrong. So yeah, it's like the best way to improve, just talking to each other. Like he could have just seen something when we was racing, and he just says you should have done this and you shouldn't have done that. So, and I say the same. So it's just ironing out loads of mistakes, which is good.
Obviously there is a support from your brother, but he also said that he was a little bit annoyed that you beat him, but at the same time he said that it took you much less time than for him to get on that podium, so he's definitely very proud of you. I believe it means a lot to you.
Yeah, for sure. We had a little battle saying like who had got the podium the quickest, and
So there was a bet before.
we weren't much of a bet, it was just like a good push to see if I could beat the record, kind of.
Okay, so let's leave Łódź for a while. Budapest ahead of us. I'm sure you have a good memory from the last year. You won here in junior class. So what's your expectations for tomorrow?
Yeah, the track looks the same, similar, so yeah, I enjoyed it last year. With a bit of everything, a bit of technical and some nice jumps, so yeah, we're definitely in for a good night of racing and see what we can do.
Looking forward to it. Thank you so much. And we are moving on to Jonny Walker. And again, let's get back to Łódź, because we didn't talk afterwards. That was a great start of the night for you, winning Super Pole. Then you came in 6th, 5th, 3rd, overall 4th, level on points with Eddie Carlson. So talk us through that night in Łódź. How was it for you?
Yeah, as you said, it started off good, getting the Super Poles, that's a good positive to take, but then, I don't know, I just struggled in the races, just making too many mistakes, and yeah, things like that. So things happened, and I just didn't put myself in a good position. So I kind of know what we need to do for this week, and I'm feeling better. We came out this week, and I rode my race bike because I hadn't really got much time on it because we changed before that race onto my other race bike because we've got two. So I decided to race that one. Didn't really go to plan. I felt comfortable in like practice, but then in the races I just didn't. So.
But in the end, apart from sport, you got some sweet surprise at the end. Was it helpful?
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's racing, but I just feel more confident looking at this track here that we should be in a better position this week.
Okay, so tell me more about this track. Last year, if I remember, you also won here Super Pole, right? For this. You don't remember?
No.
Okay, so you did. How do you feel about tomorrow's competition?
Yeah, the track. I would say it's easier than the other tracks that we've rode this year. A lot more racy, so. Yeah, just excited to get out there, get riding through the rhythms, hit the double, and yeah, I think it's going to be some close racing tomorrow night.
If you could place this track so far, as we've been in different locations as well, in the level of difficulty, ranking of difficulty of these tracks, where would you put this one?
I would say it's probably one of the more easy ones, you know, just because everything seems quite like you can only do the same things I feel through most of the obstacles. Like the matrix looks pretty much the same. The rocks is good now. There's a lot more lines in the rocks, which yeah, it's definitely going to make for some good racing.
Diogo Vieira, who tested the track as the first one, he said that there are two lines actually through the rocks. It's one easy line and one very difficult one, and he suggested that it could be changed a little bit for tomorrow. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they've already been there. That's a good thing about the promoters here. The Cornell building the track, he listens to the riders. Obviously, he's an ex-racer, so he listens, and they've changed the rocks quite a lot, to be honest. So there's there's lots of lines. You can pretty much go anywhere. So it's quite good having somebody building the tracks that's a racer that will listen and wants to improve the track to make it better for the fans to watch.
So we can expect some really good battles tomorrow.
Definitely.
Excellent, thank you. Billy Bold. Well, I hope this time no surprises on the way to Budapest. No missing cars, anything like that?
So far so good, but we still have another night to go until we arrive. It was Saturday morning where it all went wrong last week.
How was the end of that story actually?
Magda actually saved the day because I went to retrieve it on Sunday morning and there wasn't much English going on and I don't have much Polish and it was not progressing very fast, but thankfully she came and it all worked out in the end. A little bit of a fine later, we've retrieved the car and made it home safe in one piece Sunday night.
Good to hear this. A quick stats to start with. You probably know already about it, but you made history last weekend in Łódź, reaching 67 career victories, beating Tadej Boleszyk with his 65 race wins.
Oh, I didn't
so
know.
that's
Oh.
yeah, bravo. That's
myself,
a very good achievement. Plus, that's actually insane. Nearly 75% win rate. 67 race wins of 90 races you took part in. How do you do that?
I think I need to have a think about that for it to sink in properly. But yeah, I don't know, like I keep saying this every week, you know, I mean, from the outside looking in and on paper, and the results do look quite dominant, but from my perspective, it's been kind of far from that, and I feel like there was a spell a couple of years ago when you know, I would never not give 100%, but I feel like there was a little bit of a cushion and I felt like I had to really make a mistake for the other guys to get close. But the last 2 years especially, you know, I feel like the level of everyone has really risen, and a bad ride for me now puts me like quite far down the order and really having to battle to get back to the front. And as it even last week showed, a bad start, it's not like it takes way more than 1 or 2 laps for me to pass my way to the front now. You know, each guy is battling hard, and rightly so. They're fighting for every position out there, which is it's cool to see. I feel like we've definitely had a good burst of youthfulness with Mitch and Ash, and even Dominic coming through. I feel like they are really like in the new era of kind of style and way of looking at the track and how the track is ridden. So no, it's cool. It means we have to keep pushing hard, concentrate 100%, and yeah, keep an eye on whoever's coming from every direction. Because like I say, I mean, it does still look dominant on paper, but from my perspective, it's been a fight every time out on the track.
You say that you're still pushing hard. I know that you complained last weekend about your starts. Is there anything you could do to make it better? Are you going to focus this weekend on this particular aspects, or not really? Because to be honest, this starts doesn't really affect your results at all.
It would be nice, you know. It makes my life easier if I get a good start. Yeah, I watched back, and it was a very, very soft ground before the gate, and I think, yeah, I just, again, we ride pretty much hard-packed tracks every day in Spain, so it was just something new, and I didn't really adapt too well. It is a little bit tricky, I feel like, for us, because the dirt conditions are always so different every week, so it's really hard to replicate like a similar start situation. But that said, you know, like it's the same situation for everybody, and yeah, I wasn't doing a good enough job of it last week. I did watch plenty of videos, and it's definitely pretty high on my checklist to try and improve things for this weekend, that's for sure.
So what's your take on the track? This track will give you opportunity to do better starts?
I think it's a track where Super Pole is going to play quite a big role, or at least start in order, because it's kind of like two right-hand corners, so inside's definitely going to be favourable, but it's a relatively long start straight. Left side. I said inside. Oh, did I say two rights? Okay, but it's two lefts. I'm going the wrong way if I go right. Two lefts up the start, so inside is going to be pretty important. But it's relatively long start straight too, so it's yeah, like I say, it's yeah, definitely a big area that could be improved on last weekend.
One last thing, because as you also analyze the starts of younger rivals, you watched the youth racing and commented on that, and you said that you would like to have a run on 125cc. So when it's happening?
Sorry, I was
So
listening to him interrupt you.
When are you planning on doing this? Because it seemed quite serious.
I mean, I'm serious. It's just a question of time. I don't really have enough hours in the day or days in the week to do my life as it is. But it's something I would like to do for sure. I'm genuinely curious. I think for one lap I would be relatively close. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time on a 125 enduro bike in my life. Probably only like a handful of times. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I'll hopefully at some point try and put it together, but I can't make any promises on stuff like that. My life's far too busy.
Okay, we'll be watching you and see if it's possible. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, please go ahead.
Yeah, if we are at the 1 to 5 race, like my map is not good, but it looks like you can clinch the title in the Newcastle if like everything will go perfect. So maybe then in the final round on 1 to 5.
There's too much going on to think about that to think that far ahead. But yeah, in an ideal world, that would be nice. But there's a lot of logistics come into play. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the worst suggestion I've ever heard in the world.
And about the card in Łódź, like now you know why it was missing because of this Taddy's record. No?
That actually does make sense. Taddy sent them out to take the car.
No, me.
Okay, well, yeah, you stick together, you pulls there. Yeah. So the plan was I had to spend all day trying to rescue the car, and then the record doesn't get broken. I like it. It didn't work, but I like it.
There is no more record for it to be broken.
I got a taxi this week. I was scared after last week. I didn't even hire a car, so I'm all good.
Okay, but about the localization for the races, what would be your like? Where would you like to bring the SuperEnduro? Like your dream place to race?
Oh. I mean,
or if you ever think that it would be better for the sport to go like over Europe?
It's a difficult one because obviously I think the sport in general is in a really healthy position, and it has so much potential right now, and it's I really feel like it's in a position to continue growing. But then, you know, one of the reasons it's so healthy is we have so many junior riders, so many youth riders, and they're really pushing hard and making the show as almost as they're as important part of the show as the prestige class. And the further away you start to go, the more difficult it becomes for them guys to come and to travel. But like I say, I think the sport's in a position now where like I feel like the finances are there, or it has potential to be in a place where we can really start to expand and go further afield. And I think, you know, it's almost like it's like a win-win formula, really. Like you put a super enduro track just about anywhere, and it provides entertainment and good racing. So yeah, I think with the new guys, the sky's the limit, really. They're really pushing for growth, and so from my perspective, things are heading in the right direction.
Okay, the last one about the motivation. Because there are the rounds that you don't have to win every race, especially the last one. But to be honest, I never saw you like having this thought in your mind to like.
That thought's never entered my mind.
Yeah.
But it's the same with whatever I do. You like, yeah, any activity, game, hobby, whatever. I want to be the best version of myself, and I want to beat anyone else I'm playing against. Like it's just, you know, in my nature to want to be the best.
No.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't really register. I'll fight till the death, and even if things go wrong, and it could be for 7th place, and I'm battling for 7th place on the last lap, I'm still going to give 100%. That's just kind of the way I'm wired, and yeah, how I work.
It is so nice to watch you race. But now, thank you. I would like to Jonny, because like. So the speed we saw, like the aggression, especially in the beginning of the races from you, but the rocks. I think there was a lot of mistakes, and did you work on that part, or?
No, I just didn't feel comfortable. We went this week and I rode my race bike again, and then I realised I rode that bike for like an hour before we went to the race. Did the race and I felt super uncomfortable. And then this week we've been and I've rode it and I've realised that I was way off with pretty much everything. So we've got it worked out, and I'm definitely gonna, for sure, will be better this week.
I think it might be a connection, because like you are the only one racing the aluminium frame. You think that?
No, I don't. I feel like it's good. Like I just was a bit off with my sag and stuff like this. We changed quite a few things. We went harder with the shock. We did a few different things before that race that was like a rushed effort, because I felt like we needed to try and do something to change. And yeah, we went in the wrong direction. The shock was too stiff, the forks were too soft, so I was pushing the front and I just didn't feel comfortable. So we've gone back and changed it, and yeah, trying for happy. They're happy with everything with the result. I obviously want a little bit more, but they're really happy with how we're doing. And obviously the first year with a brand new bike that no one's really raced Super Enduro and Enduro Cross. I think we're doing pretty well so far.
We saw the last weekend the first race of the first win of the Triumph in the Super, and this track looks quite Supercross track. Do you think your bike will be advantage?
I think our bikes are a little bit different to what they've got over there. But you know, it should be, yeah, like the 250 on a little, it's not really a big track, so I'm a little bit underpowered. Like last week I felt when the dirt's soft and you need a bit of power, I struggled to try and make a pass. You know, I didn't have that little bit of aggression kind of thing. Whereas when it's hard pack like this, it doesn't really matter, and the smaller engines are good on little tight tracks like this.
So which gear for the big jump?
Second gear, start to finish all the time.
Full of that.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And I would like also one last to the Ash, because so far the best rookie result in the prestige class is 5th place from your brother and from Dominic, and you are a very good way to like break this record. Do you think about it?
Not really. Just take every race as it is. I'll go into this championship with an open mind. Just see where I was in the first round, and then just keep working from there. But yeah, we were speaking with our trainer on Monday, and he said there's no such no such thing as a rookie season. So I just took that, and yeah, we're just feeling good halfway through the season, and we're just gonna keep going strong.
Yeah, we saw this especially in the last race where you pushed Billy, and you are racing the two-stroke bike. Did you think about going with the four-stroke this year?
I've never rode a four-stroke. Just rode a 302-stroke my whole enduro career, which was 4 years. So yeah, happy with the bike, happy with how it runs, and can't say anything else.
Okay, the last one about your dad, because he is in very like hard situation with two sons fighting. Do you think he is cheering for one of you more?
Definitely not. Sometimes at some races we can hear him whistling on the side of the track. So it don't matter what position we're in, he'll always be cheering us, which is a good motivation for us.
Okay, thank you all, and look for the race.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow then.
Thank you.